Hi there, I'm Joe. I do pixels, game art, and comics, and today we're going to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm sure everyone's seen the Ninja Turtles from one form or another, whether it's like the original comics, the toys, the video games, shows, like one way or another, you've seen the Ninja Turtles. So, back in 2002, the team over at Tribute Games released Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, a pixel beat-em-up starring everyone's favorite reptiles and some of their friends. Jump forward to the year 2023, and they added their first DLC, Dimension Shell Shock, with new characters and a new mode. The two characters are Usagi, a samurai rabbit who's done a bunch of crossover work with the Turtles before and has his own comic series, and Kairi, who is deep ties with the Foot Soldiers and Shredder. And hey there, future Joe covering for past Joe's reading skills. Her name is Karai. Just wanted to fix that real quick. Now back to the video. They're both fun to play, and the new mode's pretty rad, but I couldn't help but thinking while I was playing this game, right, while I'm playing the DLC, like someone's missing here, and that character I think is the Last Ronin. For anyone who hasn't read The Last Ronin, it's about, actually I don't want to spoil anything, because it's a lot. Go read the comic, it's really, really good. Basically, really intense art, complex story, complete 180 from the 90s adaptation of the Turtles that I think a lot of us grew up to know and love. If you want something a little grimmer, a little darker, I definitely recommend checking it out. Apparently there's like a trailer that's floating around that like The Last Ronin might become the PlayStation. So my thought was, with all that hype surrounding it and they're like building off of that world, it would be such a good adaptation to add The Last Ronin into Shredder's Revenge. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I think it'd be really heckin' cool and fun and neat seeing what he would look like in the game. So I got to work. Like any good chef, we first have a little bit of prep work. I popped all the Turtle Boys into Sprite and I started to fill out their shapes. For me personally, I like to do color blocks for each part of the sprite. That way it helps me keep in mind the shapes, the forms, rather than getting focused down on all the line work. After I blocked out each turtle, I realized that the Last Ronin is a technically larger dude than the rest of the turtles. So I went in for reference with the next biggest turtle in the series, which is Slash. Which, on a side note, can we just talk about Slash's sprite design in Turtles in Time? He looks absolutely sick. Alright, hopping back on track here. Once I got the color blocks and everything set, I decided to do a little bit of groundwork for the Turtle Brothers, and Slash would be the ticket. With everything blocked out, we started to make our Last Ronin. So, booting up the Game Joe Advanced SP, we got to work. Like I mentioned with the other sprites, if the sprite is small enough, I usually like to silhouette color blocks first. So that way you can really get a shape, get a feel for what you're going with, and not get too bogged down on line work. If a sprite's real big, I might go in and sketch it out first and crunch it down. I think that's a really good method. I know they used to do that with a lot of like the old Disney games. But this way, silhouetting things out, doing different color blocks helps keep me in check in terms of size and shape. And if I were to go and animate this, I can use just big chunky shapes instead of having to make a frame, clean it up, make a frame. Also, when I was working on this over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CupOfJoe, someone in the community made a really solid point about having some of the weapons and how to go about designing everything. Essentially adding all 4 turtles bandanas for redacted, which I thought was a really nice touch without getting too heavy in the spoilers. Lastly, I was trying to get all the details without going too wild, since the Last Ronin's design has a little bit more details compared to the rest of the turtles, especially like the OG 90s turtles, where they're just naked dudes with bandanas. And so really just wanted to try to capture the style that Tribute Games added into their sprites for this without straying too hard from the source material. Overall, I think it came out pretty good. Alrighty, that's it, y'all. That's our sprite. Let's take a look, see how he looks blended in amongst the backgrounds, the world of Shredder's Revenge. Alrighty, so I really wanted to try to get some shots of the Last Ronin incorporated into the levels of Shredder's Revenge. Mainly, my thought was the comic book level and the streets level I think would be very perfect given the area of the Last Ronin comic, right? I think this looks good, and I definitely love to see it in the game. What do you guys think? Do you think it'd be a cool addition to the game? Any modders want to work with me on this? Or maybe, hey, Tribute Games, maybe give us one more DLC. Put our boy in here. I think adding all that would be pretty radical. Hey, thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. What'd you think? Are you a Ninja Turtles fan? Have you played Shredder's Revenge? And which version of the Turtles is your favorite? Or just who's your favorite turtle? Let me know down below. Of course, gotta give a big shout out to the people over on Twitch and our sweet beans over in the Mug Club over on Ko-Fi. If you'd like to get your name on the board behind me, along with some exclusive access, behind the scenes, things of stuff I'm cooking up, things for the stream, future projects, so on and so forth, go swing over there. Alrighty, that's all I've got for now. And remember, you just gotta start to art, and we'll see you on the next one.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.